All right. Welcome, everybody, back to another edition of Chairgatin. I'm your host, Rattlesnake, coming at you live once again from NASCAR capital of the world, Austin, Texas. I'm here with my co-host, Dakota. Dakota, who do we have joining us today?
Ooh, boys. The TikTok icon himself, Mr. Ryan Vargas. Glad to have you with us. Welcome to Chairgatin. Let's get this thing started, dude.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for having me. I've seen a lot of your guys' stuff, so I'm excited to be a part of this.
Awesome.
Oh, heck yeah, buddy.
What's up? It's Chairgatin coming at you live.
Hello, come right in. Rock flag and eagle.
Hey,
All
and we're
right.
live.
Here we go. We're live. We got viewers. We're really bad at technology here, Ryan. So
We're usually pretty
It's okay.
fashionably late as well.
I still,
We're usually-
I still I still don't know how to computer, so it's okay.
Perfect.
Heck yeah, man.
You'll fit in with us. There was an episode where we literally were going on and it wasn't live. Like
Oh.
we thought the episode
Yeah,
was
we did the whole episode and we were like, oh, shit.
So nothing new to us. Ryan, thanks for joining the show. Obviously, we've been following you on social media for a while. That's kind of that's how I found out about you. Dakota, what about you?
Yeah, man. I remember like seeing your stuff. I was like, that's that. I think I seen you had a tweet up or something. It was like at Daytona or something. And I was
Probably.
like, oh, that's the driver dude that's got the TikTok car. I was like, oh yeah, Ryan Vargas. And like I didn't really know you, but I was like, man, that's a driver. He's a freaking NASCAR driver.
Yeah, and he acts like us on social media.
Yeah.
That's what's really cool. So
He's like
Ryan,
one of the boys. He's one of the
I know
boys,
that was
but,
going to be my first thing to
he's
ask
kind
you.
of a professional.
How did you get into this? Were you just, you were a kid on social media that happened to also want to start racing cars and it just blended together? Or do you use it kind of on purpose as like a marketing tool? Because it seems very casual.
I mean, that's the thing is it's got to be casual. I mean, that's the whole thing. Like before I was even driving race cars, I was a fan. Like this is back when I was 9, 10, 11. And I just liked cars. I'd wake up at 5 a.m. to watch Monster Jam on speed or something like that just because I wanted to. Like I love
Heck yeah.
cars. I
Just
love
like all of
NASCAR.
us.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say I'm just like all of the race fans. And so, but like with social media, like for me, I look at all of this stuff as like it's social media is the only form of marketing that is 110% free.
True.
And that's why it boggles my mind why so many drivers don't utilize it.
Yeah. Maybe because they're older. Maybe because they're like old
I think
guys.
the younger crowd coming in like you are
Yeah.
going to be more apt to do that. Whereas the older guys were like, that was never a thing for us.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and say that what I do is right or what other people do is right or what I do is wrong or what they do is wrong. That's just how I've done things, and obviously it's led to some incredible opportunities. I mean, we had TikTok last year. We had Alvin Kamara. That was from a tweet. We've had
That was sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've had a lot of stuff. We've had a lot of stuff just from social media.
You blew up on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool. I mean, we made Sports Center.
Yeah. You
Did
blew
you
up a little bit.
Did you like get to meet Alvin himself, or was it just like a
Yeah.
business deal? Oh,
Yeah,
that's so dope.
I went to lunch with him. He's,
Oh, hell yeah.
That's
he
sweet.
is. He
Did he
is
pay
a
for
baller.
lunch? Did he pay for lunch?
I can't remember.
I would be like, dog, you're picking up the
I
tab.
picked up the tab. I think I picked up the tab. Not because he said nothing, but just because like I
One
was
check.
just like,
One check.
yeah.
That's sick, dude.
Least I could do.
Look at that. We already got nice comments
Hey.
coming in. Nicest guy in the
Nice
garage.
guy in the garage.
Hey, I
There you
appreciate
go.
that. Thank you.
Dude, I
Yeah.
feel like I saw you in like Talladega infield one time. It was like
You probably
it was
did.
like it was a big one on the boulevard or something. It was like where the party area was going on or
Mhm.
something. And I was like, you kind of see people there here and there, and I was like, dude, that's Ryan Vargas too. I was like, you were like intermingling with fans, like dancing, partying. I think I might have been drunk. I think I came up and introduced myself, but it was a blur. But I was like, dude, this guy's just like hanging out with the people. Everybody's always talking about how nice you are.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that was probably the fall race last year. Not last year, but the
Pre-COVID.
previous year, 2019. Yeah,
Yeah.
pre-COVID.
I think that's when it was.
Yeah. So I mean, that's one
Man
thing
of the
I miss.
people,
I'm glad,
dude.
I'm glad we're getting back to where we need to be and in a safe manner, obviously.
Oh yeah.
It's great to see fans back. I know last year our race that we're doing this weekend, last year there was no fans, and this year there is fans. So get to experience that for the first time. So I'm excited all around.
Heck yeah, man. This is your first full season in Xfinity?
Yeah.
Okay,
This is the first year where I really had races scheduled.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So how does that work with, like, is it intense as hell? Is it the grind, the pressure? Like, every week,
yeah.
are you like, I'm going to put this thing up front? Or are you like, y'all, do y'all as a team just have like a standard of where y'all are trying to get for the end of the day?
Well, the thing is like, you look at what we're bringing, we're a smaller organization, family run.
Yeah.
Johnny Davis has run his operation and run it, obviously, like for years, and has been a mainstay in the sport. We're not a Childress, we're not a Gibbs, we're not a JRM, but what we bring to the track is, blood, sweat, and tears. And, when we
Heck
go
yeah.
out there and have incredible runs like Pocono last year, we ran inside the top 10 and finished, I think it was like 12th or 13th. And you go to Texas in the fall last year where we finished 8th, the best finish for our team that year. Those are the days where it all comes together.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you that feeling when I finished 8th at Texas. I mean, and like the thing is, like, people listening are probably just gonna be like, 8th. Like, why are you celebrating 8th? Well, when you're a smaller, I mean, think about this. The next car I had to pass was an RCR affiliated race car.
Yeah, man.
I mean, we're going out there with what we can, and we're going out there and competing and knocking elbows with them. I think
it's almost like a
thing.
David versus Goliath theory. Like, y'all swinging for the fences, hanging with the big dogs.
Well, and I think something that really impresses me also is, so at Coda, you didn't run, but you were working as a spotter for your car, correct?
Yeah, I spotted. We had Spencer Capelli in the race car, and I'm definitely going to be leaning on him a lot when we go to the road courses again. But he came in, he stepped in, did an excellent job, and I got to learn a lot from a 2-time Rolex winner. You don't mess around and win 2 Rolexes. Yeah. You have to earn it.
That doesn't happen by accident.
So you do a lot of different like roles in the garage on the team, correct?
I mean, yeah, when I'm not, I mean, the thing is, I'm just straightforward with this. I never thought I'd make it to this position. And frankly, I didn't even, there's no reason for me to be here. Like, I mean, I don't have a famous last name. I don't have, gobs of money behind me. I don't have this uncle somewhere that's able to fund my racing. I don't have all this. I don't have any of that, And again, and I hope that doesn't come off wrong to anybody who is like that. Because
I wish I had those things.
The thing is like there's plenty of other racers that are good friends of mine who come from a background like that, and they're great people, and I have a ton of respect for them.
As long as they're good drivers, I guess. Yeah,
exactly. I'm just not in that position. Not even if they're just good drivers. If they're good people, if you're a good person, that's all that matters. But like,
right.
For myself, I knew the position we were getting into. We went to Irwindale when I was racing late models when I was 15, 16, and we were showing up coming out of our single car garage in La Mirada, California. Single car garage, literally doing laundry next to our race car and going out there and beating teams with Truck Series budgets. I mean,
dang,
that's what we had to do. We've always had to do that. And that's how I go about a lot of the things. My dad, me and him have screaming matches half the time, but he teaches me all the lessons I've learned today. And one of the lessons he taught me was, if you see your guys working on a car and you're not doing anything, pick up a rag and do something. And
did you just do this because you had like a passion for racing the whole time? And
yes.
So your family was like, let's do it.
Well, for me, like I look at, so I moved out to North Carolina in 2018 and I ran in the ARCA East series. I had a ride there. Mm-hmm. And when that ride fizzled out, that was probably the lowest I had ever been in my racing career. I had no ride, no money, no sponsorship, absolutely nothing. I was already washed up and I was 18 years old. And I got out of that hole. I made my Xfinity debut. I was able to find sponsorship to run 30 some odd late model races, not on my money. I was able to, brand and grow and help a bunch of organizations and work with people and grow. And I kind of told myself, like, once I got to like racing Xfinity, I told myself I'd be doing myself and a whole lot of people a disservice if I decided to quit. And I'm going to go until I can't.
So getting the number 6 ride, were they like searching for a driver and you were kind of like, hey, I'm over here? Or were they like, hey man, We want to put you in the seat.
When the cards line up, they line up. And, I'm very fortunate for the opportunity. And Johnny Davis, he's had an incredible organization. And I'm very, very lucky to be around that.
Hell yeah. All right, what was the next one? As being an Xfinity driver, I mean, this being your first full season, like you were saying earlier with the RCR organization, you were right behind them. Would you say that the way the Xfinity series lined up, this is one of the toughest series to race in out of the three
competition wise? I mean,
the Truck Series is very tight. There's a lot of really good teams in the Truck Series. I think that one probably might edge it out a little bit. But in terms of the overall product and what the racing is now, especially with all the new teams coming out of nowhere this year, it's tight. It's some of the most intense racing I've ever been a part of. I mean, I was racing Darlington with, racing with some of these guys that have been doing this for just as long as I've been alive, and some guys who are out there in cars that are 4 or 5 times the amount of money put into them. So, I mean, you're racing against so many different people, so many different teams, so many different organizations. As for myself as a driver, as a rookie, going out to all these places I've never been to, with no practice or qualifying, it's nuts.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
And it's tough. 110% it's tough, but I embrace it. I like that it's tough. I'm glad I'm at this point where I'm having to learn the hard way. And it's been a heck of an opportunity. And we've gone out there, we've shown we can run up front. Like I said, with those results in the past, and hopefully we can kind of get out of this little bad luck slump and get back to those better finishes.
That's got to be hell. Just like no practice, no qualifying, first lap, no crap, too wide. Restart,
yeah,
like sending it into turn 1 at a track you've never raced on. I can't imagine that feeling.
The thing is, everyone's in that same spot too. The only difference between them and me is that I don't have any experience at these places. None.
Right.
I'm going to Charlotte this weekend. Thankfully, we have practice and qualifying. But
heck yeah.
I've never touched that track. Everyone in the field this weekend has been there.
Yeah.
Everyone on that entry list has been there one time.
You're going to be learning from the start.
And so, yeah, exactly. The minute I hit the racetrack, I am learning. And that's going to be a very tough aspect. But like I said, it's a challenge, but it's a challenge I want to be a part of.
What are some tools you use to prepare for that iRacing, like you were saying earlier? I mean, I imagine you just rely heavily on that, or do y'all, a little team like y'all, do y'all even get to mess with a sim rig? Or I mean, I don't know how that budget really works.
Some teams have access to manufacturer sims like Ford, Chevy, and Toyota. We don't.
Right.
But I use iRacing a lot. I was just telling you guys earlier, I race with my teammate Colby Howard a lot. Me and him get on there and talk crap to each other. And then I also watch a ton of footage. I mean, I won't open my notes, on air, but I have a bunch of notes of just, watching previous year's races or going off of what other drivers have told me. I mean, Myatt Snyder is my roommate who drives a 2-car for RCR. So,
cool.
That's your roommate?
He's a guy I can lean on.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was funny. When he won at Homestead, I came downstairs like, oh man, thank you guys for putting up balloons to celebrate my 24th place finish.
But y'all had a hell of a party that night.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a cool dynamic though, and I get to learn a lot from him. He's experiencing a lot of things. For his first time, he's been to all these places before, but he's raced. He's now in a position where he's in the playoffs. So now he's got to worry about his thing. We're in totally different areas in terms of like what we're trying to do, what our goals are, but I get to learn off of him and try and better myself. And sometimes he'll even just ask me. He'll ask me about marketing stuff or on track stuff. Like
he should.
Neat.
You're because one thing I want to talk to you about, and we talked a little bit about social media and how you utilize that, but another thing that you've really stuck out about is getting sponsors. And I kind of want to know the process of like how you go about doing that. Do you just reach out to a lot of people, or you utilize your social media presence for that? How does that work?
It's a lot of cold calling, a lot of emails,
really?
A lot of LinkedIn.
Wow.
It's a constant battle.
I've done cold calling. It's not fun. So
it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
But it's part of what it puts me in a race car. So
right.
I'm not gonna, as much as I absolutely hate doing it, it puts me in a race car. And and like I said, some people, they'll never touch cold calling in their life, and that's fine.
Right.
But the thing is, I'm not in a position to where I'm able to pay a manager to go out and hunt sponsors. I'm not in a position to go with X marketing group or more X marketing agency, because that costs money, and I got to worry about paying my for rent. So, like, I'm not in a position to do that, and so I'm gonna sit back, take it all in, learn as much as I can, and go out there and put 110% effort forward. And if 110% effort forward is a small sponsor that I spent weeks trying to find, then it's that,
Right.
But it's part of it, and I am very thankful for all the people that have supported me to this point. All the smaller sponsors, all the big sponsors like Swan this weekend. At the end of the day, anytime I get support, it keeps me in a race car. And
Are you running that
most.
like patriotic Swan paint scheme? Yeah, that's a cool paint scheme. When you hop off at the back end of the episode, we're going to be talking about Coke 600 paint schemes. So
there you go.
I thought I would mention that one. But yeah, one of your sponsors that I think caught a lot of people's eyes was TikTok.
How do you get? Everybody wants to know. Well, first of all, man, you got the followers.
Explain to me how you got a sponsorship with TikTok. But then also, I'm gonna need you to spend like probably 10 minutes explaining to me and Dakota what the hell TikTok is. We are not hip. We don't understand it.
Man, the best way I can say it is take what Vine was and make it 5 times better, and that's TikTok.
Better than Vine?
Way better than Vine. Oh my god. Don't even compare.
I know my wife's addicted to it, dude. She'll always be like, all right, here's a list of videos to watch. Come watch them.
It's huge. It's huge now.
So the way it came about is a buddy of mine, Ryan Pistana, who does graphic design for a ton of drivers in the series. He's a good buddy of mine. I talked to him at the end portion of 2019 about getting on TikTok. I only had like 800 followers at the time. I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is a new platform for me to go and find new fans. And so I was on there. I was pushing TikTok, pushing. And, it quickly became my fastest growing platform. And so, during the pandemic, we were all sitting at home bored. He made a TikTok rendering, posted it, got a lot of views, got a lot of likes and shares. And about a month goes by, and I get a call saying, hey, we have some folks that want to talk to you. Do you mind if we share your info? Perfect. Answer the phone,
yeah.
And it's TikTok.
They reached out to you first about this.
They reached out. They said, hey, we like what you guys, we like what you put together. Tell us more.
Yeah.
And so here I am, 19 years old, talking to arguably the biggest social media people that run the biggest social media platform currently, trying to handle this deal, trying to sell them on me, Ryan Vargas, who really, they have no reason to sponsor me.
So do you have like a really large TikTok? Like I know it's a big thing over
at the time
there.
when we were pitching, I had 38,000 followers at the time when I was pitching.
Is that big for TikTok? I mean, honestly, I know nothing about TikTok.
Here's where it gets interesting. So at the time I had 38,000. Now I'm at 294,000.
Jeez. The legend.
So but the thing is, that is 38,000 followers. That is already higher than my Instagram and Twitter combined. Facebook.
Wow.
I don't even know what that is anymore.
Your parents do. Yeah.
You look at the innovation of TikTok and how quickly you can grow on that platform. It's so innovative, and you're able to reach so many new people that we were able to tell my story and tell people who I am far faster and far more organically than any social media platform out there. And
so how does this work then? Because I mean, I know nothing about it. I know it's videos.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. People will tweet out TikTok videos, but I just don't.
Yeah,
like, what is it?
Videos. You just post videos, you try to get them on the For You page, and people share it and all that stuff. But the cool thing about that is every single one of the people I've met at TikTok were absolutely incredible people. And if there's ever, like, I know a lot of fans like to support, companies that are like, oh, they support the little guy. Like I said, TikTok had no reason to sponsor me. I don't have a big last name. I don't have any fame or fortune behind
Yeah, it
me.
is interesting. They're
They
huge
jumped
company.
on and sponsored a, up and coming. I'm not going to sit here and say that, but a guy with just trying to get their footing in the sport. And on top of that, they backed, JD Motorsports, a smaller organization that needs that kind of sponsorship. So now you get, look, I got it in the background right there, but you got a small organization, a new driver, and one of the largest social media platforms of the decade. And that's what was so cool about it. And I get excited talking about it because it was such a cool deal to put together. And I take a lot of pride in the fact that, again, I don't have management. I did that. I was in those meetings. I did all that stuff, and I met a lot of people. And it taught me a lot. And the work is still nowhere near done. I'm looking at my list of races I still got to sell.
Dial them up, man. Hey, we need y'all back. TikTok. I'll make 5 TikToks right now.
Yeah,
man. That paint scheme was sweet too, man. You gotta get them back out there.
Gorgeous race car, actually. Yeah, here we go. There it is. It's on my.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
dude. That's iconic.
That car was gorgeous. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm known for now. I'm the TikTok guy.
right. Yeah, honestly, I was like, I've heard TikTok, but when I saw it like on your car, I was like, oh, okay, this is like a thing. They're sponsoring cars. Like I just didn't know anything about it.
Hell yeah.
So when you post TikToks, was there already kind of a NASCAR community or racing community at all? Or were you just like, I'm reaching out to anyone that's interested?
But the thing is I try to post it so that it's appealing to the non-NASCAR fan, but also a NASCAR fan will see it and be like, oh, that's an Xfinity car. Like what?
So how is it appealing to the non-race fans? Like how would you do that to please kind of both?
You either answer their questions, you talk to them about they ask a question in the comments, you reply to the question. You also do things like where you kind of gravitate towards trends. There's a lot of things like right now there's a whole thing with a 3D photo trend, and I took a bunch of photos from this year so far and put it in this 3D app, and now it's got like 10,000 views.
Damn.
You also tell us. Well, I mean, I'll go off. I mean, I'll tell another story. I posted a video of kind of like my first race I ever attended, the Fontana race, the 2010 Pepsi Max 400 that Tony Stewart won. That was the first race I'd ever been to, and then it cuts to me racing today. That video has like 4.2 million views.
Damn.
Wow. Just organically, just because they're promoting it like within TikTok? Interesting.
No, it's just organic. It's just on the For You page, or people like it. They can see what they like, and you can go check through there. But it's like, it's crazy how that works.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Views. That's 4 million eyes seeing you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never really known anything about TikTok, but it sounds like people are blowing up over there. Dakota, you need to get this podcast on TikTok, it sounds
All
like.
right, we're going to dial up TikTok. We know a guy, one of y'all's friends, Ryan Vargas.
Your buddy.
Call y'all.
Yeah, your best friend. So, Ryan, we know you have to dip out. Dakota, did you have a last question?
Right. Or? Well, I got two, but one I really want to know. Seeing as you're hitting all these tracks, I can't imagine the feeling, but which one would you prefer as a NASCAR junkie? Flying out of turn 4, 3 wide in the pack at Daytona, or sailing it into turn 1 at Darlington? What's it like? Which one you taking?
Well, as a driver, Darlington. For pure entertainment, Daytona.
Okay.
I mean, well, the thing is, I will happily sit my ass in the grandstands at Daytona or Talladega, and I'll sit down at Darlington and watch that all day. But you want to take a brand new fan who has never seen NASCAR racing at all, take them to Talladega or Daytona.
Right, I agree.
That's my opinion. True. That is my 110 strong opinion. It'll get them
that's
hooked.
where you're going to get the atmosphere. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But as a driver, why Darlington?
You're on that edge. You have to wrestle the car around. Darlington is one of my favorite tracks, and although my results don't reflect it, it's probably one of my better ones. I've driven from the back to nearly the front in both races I've done there. We've just had really terrible luck. But yeah, so that's been basically it.
Heck yeah, man.
Interesting. Well, hey, we're happy to have you on, Ryan. This was
what's our future goals, man? Where are we going from here? 6 and on, or we Cup driver one day? Where are we going?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the dream is to
Sky's
race
the
in the Cup
limit.
Series. The dream is
Hell
to
yeah.
race in the Cup Series. That is the dream. But I know myself as a driver am absolutely nowhere near ready for it. I have people ask, "Oh, when are you going to Cup? When are you going to Cup?" And there's those conversations, internally too. It's like hey, when are you looking at moving up? And it's like, not time, not now. Like,
That's a good answer. I like to hear that from the Xfinity and truck drivers instead of just
because
let's
the
go.
thing is,
Yeah.
I'm fighting to finish in the top 25, top 20. Yeah, I have a couple really good finishes, but let's be realistic here. I'm new. I'm going all these places for the first time. Imagine me unloading at Michigan in a Cup car for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Like that's a death wish.
It'd be interesting.
I mean, it's not that I don't have that confidence in myself. It's that I just understand that I'm not in the position to take that on, because if I'm going to go out in the Cup Series, I want to make sure at least that I can deliver.
Yeah. Right.
Never mind, the equipment. You know what I mean? The equipment's one thing. I got to make sure I can deliver. And if I can't deliver, that already hurts the team immensely. So I plan on I hope, knock on wood, to stay in Xfinity for at least another year or two.
Right.
And then potentially move up. But, it all comes down to the almighty dollar. And I just got to keep working on sponsorship and keep growing.
All right. Well, we're rooting for you, man. Yeah.
Hey.
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Yeah.
Anywhere, people can find you, TikTok, apparently, Twitter. What are your handles?
No, you guys can find me on Instagram at RTRV23. I've been trying to change that for years. I can't. You could also find me on Twitter and TikTok at RyanVargas_23. Check out my website, RyanVargas.com. And if you want to buy some merch, Ryan Vargas brand at shop.shopify.com.
Hell yeah, man. Hopefully we can see you at
Awesome.
some races this year. Get together or something.
Let's get
one
you
with
guys
the
out.
boys.
We got to see you guys out there. I know you guys went to Talladega.
Hey,
Hopefully
I'll be
yeah.
at Coke. I'll be at the Coke 600 on
I was
Sunday,
just in
boy.
Austin. He's going to be. Oh, yeah. We
There you
go
go.
to as many races
We
as
go to-
possible.
we
Hey,
got
if
quite
you're
a
going to be
few.
at the 600, try and go to the Saturday race. We're going to be
Dude,
slinging it around there.
I
It's
would
going to be
be
hot.
there.
It's going to be slick.
I'd be there
Pretty
all
awesome.
weekend, but I got to go to a wedding, so I'll just be out there Sunday.
You're not going to be there
unfortunately.
Saturday? Ugh.
No, damn it. I'm going Sunday.
You're
That's
missing
But
the greatest series in NASCAR.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's weak. Dude. That's
we'll-
embarrassing.
we'll be at Nashville all weekend. We'll make
There
sure
you
we're
go.
there.
You'll see me
rooting
there.
for
You'll
you.
see me there. I'll
Yes.
be driving the maintenance car. But
Hell
I
yeah.
appreciate you guys. Thank you guys
All
for
right.
Heck
having
yeah,
me.
man. We appreciate it.
Thanks for coming
Awesome.
on.
Of course.
Peace.
See you guys.
And just so everyone knows, the show is going on. We're not ending the show there. I know it
That
probably
was just
seemed like
that
it.
was a warm up.
That was
The
the
boys
first
are
half
here.
of the show. Yeah, we did the interview. So all of the viewers can now leave now that Ryan's gone, because I'm sure that's the only reason you were here. But we are doing a second half of the show where we just go over topics, headlines that have been in NASCAR news, drama,
Ooh.
NASCAR drama. What do we have for NASCAR drama? I hear
Dude, are we gonna
Chase
touch that
Elliott.
one?
I
we
hear
gonna
Chase
touch
Elliott. He's got
It's a
somebody.
slippery slope, my friend.
I think we should discuss it. It's a headline. We have to talk about it in the
All right,
show, right?
now that the PG-13 show's over, we're gonna get into the juicy
Crack another
stuff.
beer.
Yeah, I'm trying to get something on the way.
No, it was great having Ryan on though. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man.
Super nice guy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's no wonder people say how nice of a guy he is. When you talk to him, you're like, oh my god, he's just so freaking nice.
Yeah, like I mean, you're like, he's so freaking nice. Like if he wrecks your favorite driver, you couldn't even be mad. You'd be like,
Right.
Ryan,
Yeah.
you dog.
You're like, you know what? Something happens. It
Something
wasn't
had to
his fault.
happen.
He's that nice of a guy. If you couldn't tell from the episode, super nice guy. But
Some hot gossip.
hot gossip. It's not even gossip.
So
hot,
the weirdest
hot
thing,
legal drama.
So the weirdest thing, if you're not in the loop or didn't know anywhere on social media today, is like Chase Elliott's championship spotter from last year. Like I think it was like this has happened a while ago. He got into some happenings and some dangerous criminal activity.
Yeah,
with
I'm gonna try to like say it without us getting like
yeah,
in trouble.
so like
but
he did some bad stuff. We'll say that.
He punched a person that shouldn't be punched in a place they shouldn't be punched, a pregnant woman.
There we go. You said it.
So we don't know the whole story. This is the charge, to be fair. So I don't want to just say like, oh, he did that. It was a charge. He's just been charged. He hasn't been convicted, to be fair. But sounds really bad. Sounds really
It's not
bad.
a good look for the
it sounds bad.
ex-spawner of the 9 car.
When you read that headline, you're like, oh god.
Yeah. Ooh, and then
That's one of those bad
picture doesn't help.
Like his
And-
mugshot?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he looks so guilty in the
It's-
mugshot
yeah.
too. He's
Oh,
like,
you're like, oh, you did it.
yeah. It looks
and-
like your uncle in the trailer down the road. And you're like, yeah, he's hit his wife before.
I
Like,
saw people like, how could Chase Elliott keep this under wraps? He's a piece of shit.
So that's the weird
Should have
thing.
known. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, this is none of their business. Like, what people do outside of their job is their business. Like,
Right. So that's the weird thing. That's where I kind of okay. So first of all, my co-host is gone. That's fine. First of all, the thing where people are like Chase Elliott should get in trouble. I'm like, okay, that's just absurd. Like Chase Elliott
Right.
had nothing to do with this. Calm down. Now people are talking about Hendrick. Like, how could they have let this go under the rug? That one, I'm like, okay, that's a bit more of an argument, but
why didn't Eddie show up to work today? That was the first thing I thought when they were like they don't know. I was like, well, was anyone like, hey, where's Eddie at?
like when he got arrested, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna have to assume that Hendrick didn't know. Now, if things come out and Hendrick did know, ooh,
Get that plug in there.
yeah, podcasts brought to you by Yeti Coolers.
Yeti Coolers. Check out Yeats.
Dope
Your biggest states in the
Wilds.
game.
Yeah, so we are brought to you by Yeti. We have a link if you ever buy anything Yeti in your entire life.
Boom.
You have to use that link.
Stickers, hats,
or else you're
keychains.
cursed.
Do it all.
I will curse you. Also, if you want to look like Dakota and you can cover your ugly face with those big ass sunglasses,
Dude, you know
we
how
are
fucking
brought to you
cool
by
I look in the
Yeet.
grandstands with these bad boys? I'm gonna get some
He
great
does.
stuff. I'm gonna get some great stuff this Sunday. Y'all see.
That's why we're sponsored by Yeats, because they look so goddamn cool. And you get 10% off with the discount code Chairgatin.
Boom,
It
baby.
is spelled exactly as your redneck cousin would say it. Chairgatin.
I like that one.
So my whole thing with
Uncle
Hendrick
Eddie.
is
Uncle
I
Eddie.
have to assume they didn't know. And, I've heard people being like, well, how would it not come up in a background check stuff? I'm like, why would they randomly be doing a background? Have
already
you ever had a
works there.
job before? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not like
Right.
people are just constantly like doing background checks on you. Like
Dude,
anybody
well,
that's had a goddamn job
that's
understands
just
how they work.
ignorant Twitter being ignorant NASCAR Twitter, and people were like, "Wow, this should be, not cool. You should never do this." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I think like there's plenty of people in the world that do crazy shit. Like, why are we acting so surprised? It's terrible. It's in the NASCAR community. It's never
Terrible.
good when something bad happens in the NASCAR community. But these are people too. People make mistakes. I'm sure this guy was on one. I don't know what was going on." But they're normal ass people. Like anybody could fuck up and do
If
a
this
crime.
guy did what he is charged for, he will and should go to jail.
Bury
I
them
mean-
under the prison. But I mean,
Right,
I
I
don't
mean-
know. Even this has nothing to do with Chase Elliott. It has nothing
It
to do
has
with Hendrick.
nothing to do.
I saw people like
Nothing to
how
do
dare
with Chase
Hendricks?
Elliott.
And it was like, well, dude, they fired him. Like, and that's another thing. I was kind of like, okay, I'm getting tired of seeing suspended indefinitely. No, the word is terminated. He's fired. He's not coming back.
Also, the fact that he was fired almost makes him look more guilty, because if I got charged with something and
I'm like, hey.
my business found out, I would go to my boss and be like, "Hey, man, I was charged with this, but it's bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat it. It's bullshit. The whole thing was made up," because he hasn't been convicted. Like,
Right.
there's no conviction on his record. Nothing has been proven that he's done anything. But the fact that the company was still like, "Nah, we're gonna have to let you go," that is a little sketchy. Like, I don't know. Either Hendrick is just looking out PR wise, or even they're like, "Yeah, it looks bad."
Well, I think it's the second you get some sort of allegation or some sort of
It's not
hey,
good.
someone saying some bad things about you, they excommunicate, cut all
Yeah.
ties. You don't
Yeah,
represent
it's
us no more.
unfortunate.
Kyle Larson spotter liked a tweet once and lost his whole ass job.
Yeah, that's a
So,
good point. That is a good
it's-
point. They could just they
it's-
could just fire him just because
It's a
of
terrible world, but
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, well, I think it's more of the hey, you went to jail. People here at work here can't go to jail, so you don't work here.
Because can you imagine if it comes out that it's not true? And I
Right?
haven't looked into this.
No. I just more of saw
It's
tweets
probably
and got
like
off of it.
100% true. I'm not trying to like defend this, but I'm just saying hypothetically, could you imagine if it came out that all that was fake and he got fired? That would
Well, dude,
suck, dude.
I saw Brett Griffin tweet, and I was like, it was like a reminder where I was like, yeah. Whereas like, with social media these days, that's how it is. It's like you used to be innocent until proven guilty. Well, now it's guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah,
Like that's
it's
how the world is.
unfortunate.
If someone
That's
comes
what
up, you did
social
it.
media created. That
Yeah.
it is kind of unfortunate. So
Yeah,
that's
so,
too bad. I guess at the
sorry,
end of the
Uncle
day,
Eddie.
like don't hunch pregnant women. Like just don't.
Ugh, yeah,
Just don't do it. You know, you'll probably avoid all this.
you might lose your like nice job you have.
Yeah. So yeah,
Ah.
so I highly suggest stop doing it. At the end of the day, though, it's NASCAR, a bunch of white trash rednecks. What are you gonna do? Moving on, I wanted to discuss TV ratings. Have you looked into this CODA TV ratings?
So like every week,
the world's ending.
every week, you see Adam Stern like boom, blah blah blah's ratings.
I love it.
This
I
weekend,
love those tweets.
blah blah blah, and like
I screenshot them.
One thing I brought up was like my thing is like, so say like I didn't get to go this last week, but say I go over to my bud's house and 3 or 4 other buddies come over and we're all 4 of us are watching the race on one TV. But or say people are having a barbecue, cookout, tailgates, whatever, and they're all watching. 10 people are watching the race on one TV.
So I know what you're about to say. Do you want me to like answer that question for you? Because that is
I don't know how it all works. But
okay,
I'm just
so this
saying,
is how it works.
is
As
it
a guy
for
that
every
works in the
subscription?
industry,
Every subscription is a view.
no. So there's a multiplier. So they take the actual number of views and then times it by 2.5. So it's a multiplier, just as like
It's not guess.
It's not like 100% accurate. They're just adding a multiplier, assuming that 10 people watching on this TV, 1 person here, 2 people here, 1 person, so they try to, it's just an average and then they add it on as a multiplier to whatever the actual view is. So that's how they do that.
Hey, maybe some of them old heads are listening on MRN, so it doesn't mean like, but I'll just say for the consensus that, all right, your little algorithm, that's what the viewers are. And it was substantially low for CODA. Whatever, I'll give you, it was a rain race, but it was also intriguing as a rain race. But also, we had other sports all weekend. Hockey's on. Golf was made on Sunday. A great golf match.
PGA Championship.
Dude,
yeah.
Philly's back. We'll get into that. Dude, I'm just saying, it's like
about to turn golf. Me and you love golf. We're about to
Yes.
turn this into a golf podcast.
It's like
redneck golf.
In today's golf news, that's another thing. I wonder if like there's like 2 dudes out there right now doing a homegrown golf podcast, just talking shit about golf.
Probably.
Slamming beers.
Probably. There's an alternate.
Idea.
There's an alternate universe where it's me and you alternate, and we're talking about golf.
Wearing polos.
Yeah, I got a tie-dye polo in there. I'll bust that out.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean that's the best argument is the PGA Championship, which I totally understand. This was on FS1. There's a lot of excuses, but at the end of the day, it's just excuses. I mean, if NASCAR was, what they're hyping themselves up to be, if CODA and road courses were what they're hyping it up to be, it should have done better.
Well, I see another thing is like almost always, or it's like majority of the time when they're on the name broadcast channels like Fox and NBC, they're getting almost double the views. But when
you're going to get a lot more views.
Sports and FS1, it's kind of like,
right.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it no matter what channel it's on.
Well, of course we are. We host
your average Joe who's bored on a Sunday
was not tuning in.
Isn't even going to know it was on.
And so my argument on Twitter, which I got a lot of heat for some reason, was
Twitter going,
an argument that they've been making for NASCAR for years. So maybe this is from new fans. But this is an old school kind of argument back when NASCAR started declining in the 2000s. Was NASCAR is just too boring for the millennial generation. They have a short attention span. NASCAR won't work for that generation. All that stuff. That's been an argument for years now, and that's why stage racing came about. We can discuss it all we want, but I think that's why they started implementing stage racing, was because they wanted it to keep it more exciting, because they're worried that NASCAR was getting too boring. But the PGA Championship just smashed viewership. And let's be honest, watching professional golf is, if we're going to say watching NASCAR is stereotypical for like a boring Sunday afternoon thing, watching golf is the pinnacle of that boring Sunday afternoon. I watch golf, but
I don't like, to me, like, in order to watch golf, like, you got to play golf.
You have
like,
to play golf.
You can't just like, oh, what is this golf? what's going on?
You want to appreciate it,
but
that's play.
But to me, that's what NASCAR's trying to appeal to, is the, hey, what is this NASCAR stuff? And that's for all the entertainment and flares and neon lights and number moving. That's who they're trying to appeal to. But then, like, dude, I think golf's booming right now. I'm into it now. Every time I'm seeing all these videos on Instagram and stuff, it's wild. It's like Talladega on the 18th hole, and it is like people are chugging beers, partying out there, and I'm like, dude, I thought golf was like boring and like polite. No, I think golf is like making a turn for the good.
I think golf picked up a lot of the like kind of the NASCAR community. Yeah, like you said, bros chugging beers and like just being boys outside, having a good time.
Dude, the Happy Gilmore 500.
I think golf's been like catering to that for like quietly for years. And it's kind of spawned in our generation where it's really starting to pop off.
Yeah.
And it's the community that NASCAR's, I think, unfortunately been kind of pushing away for a while, kind of ignoring. Golf has really been locking it down. So when you see the PGA Championship crushing it, which, I mean, don't get me wrong.
I think they had 6.4 million views or something like that in their ratings, and then NASCAR was like, what, 1.6 or something?
They had 1.44 rating. Okay. So that's like almost 2.5 million views.
Okay.
I think PGA got like 8 something million viewers.
Crushed.
It crushed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hockey's been doing well. I mean, I'm just saying, like, boring is no longer an excuse, in my opinion. Let's not pretend that it's because racing's boring. That's not why people aren't tuning in. There's other reasons. So
yeah, plenty of list of reasons we could go.
We have this whole podcast is built on reasons why viewership is declining for NASCAR.
We're still here, and we're still watching, and we're still going. But
we're gonna keep watching, so you don't have to. No, I'm just kidding. We love it though. And speaking of love it, this weekend you're gonna be in Charlotte at
Coke 600, baby.
600.
So we're only getting to go to Sunday. It's kind of my fault, but I got a buddy he's got a damn wedding on Memorial Day weekend. I don't know why. And so his wedding Saturday, and I kind of have to go. And then, but Sunday morning, we're waking up super early, scooting up to Charlotte. Nathan, the boy, the great, he stunned us and got us some Coke 600 tickets. First one. I've been by Charlotte, never been to a race there. I'm super freaking pumped. It's almost like I'm like, oh shit, I keep forgetting I'm going to Charlotte Sunday. What the fuck?
I mean, last week it was on, what was it, like my number 2 or 3 for?
It was your 3rd race, bro. This will be my 4th race of the year. Oh god, I didn't even
for my bucket list. Yeah, last episode. Anybody watching that wants to check that out? We did a bucket list episode where we went over our top 5 bucket list races that we want to attend that we haven't attended. Coke 600 was really a high for me. That's one that I've been wanting to go to.
That's why I didn't put it on the list, because I'm about to check it off. And I'm so stoked to finally go 600 and Monday off work, so that freaking helps.
Nice.
And it's going to be America fuck you out there, dude. Like, it's going to be awesome. Like, I'm seeing all these paint schemes getting released. I'm like getting tickled. Like, dude, I'm not seeing these on TV this year. Like, I'm going to get to see them in person. I'm so stoked.
Yeah, so, obviously Darlington is the big one for throwback paint schemes that we like to talk about. But, yeah, a bit under the radar, Coke 600 with the patriotic paint schemes. They have some good ones. I do want to give a shout-out to Ryan Vargas, who we just had on the episode, because he actually is running in the number 4, a patriotic paint scheme as well for the Xfinity race. So that's cool.
Yeah, everybody's getting their America on.
It's disappointing when they don't, but what were some of your favorite Cup Series?
So, they do the whole military tributes on these a lot of times, or America tributes for soldiers, and I'm all about that shit. To me, NASCAR is one of the leading sports, as we were talking about decline, leading sports, and you celebrating the troops and the military and America. That's one thing they've always been about, and I love that. I'm a sucker for the military schemes, dude. I don't know if you saw Matt DiBenedetto's. It's it's got the Air Force, or what is this? It's got Master Force tools on the hood, but it's like Army green.
Pull it up.
With the neon.
Show the camera.
Boy, get some of this. Get some of this. Matt DiBenedetto's 21 card.
That's okay.
I kind of like
there
it.
there wasn't as many this year. I don't know what the deal was.
Well,
I felt like
then there was a lot
more.
of like Americans cars. We got Ryan Blaney's.
A lot of
here.
American
Dude,
cars.
I really liked Ryan Blaney's body armor car. It's not even like America. It's just wild and crazy. Well, you can go to hell. I'm not even gonna lie. Did you see Bubba's car? Have you seen Bubba's car yet?
That
badass.
black and white American flag one?
Yeah,
it's okay.
Dude, are you like un-American? I'm trying to.
Well, I just prefer
that.
I prefer the red, white, and blue pit when we're going patriotic.
But
that's why I said it's okay. It's not bad. I'm not saying, but it's not one of my favorites. It wouldn't be like my top 5. It's also not a bad one.
I'm not gonna lie.
Appreciate
little. I'm gonna shout out the 14. Look how American that is, dude.
See, my favorite, and I think it's the most American. You can probably make fun of me or guess which one I'm about to put up.
Oh my lord.
Let's see.
The 3. Yeah, the 3 was good, dude. I don't like the little emblem in front of it on the side door, but that one is badass.
The 3 always has some of the best paint schemes. And you know what's unfortunate? One of my favorite paint schemes for this race coming up, it's not even a patriotic one, but I just really like Brad Keselowski's Keystone Light car. I think because it reminds me of Coors Light.
I'm kind of excited to see it in person.
I just, it reminds me a lot of the old, the throwback Coors Light paint scheme. Really like it. I mean, Keystone, come on. It's perfect for NASCAR.
Yeah. If Miller Lite's not going to be on it, if they're going to subdue to, Keystone, let's do it. I like the car.
I think it's perfect. I think it's genius. Speaking of Miller Lite, I got like a whole row of crushed Miller Lites in front of me. Shout out Brad K. But yeah, I'm excited for that one, even though it's not patriotic. I mean, what's more American than Keystone, though?
Right. I really liked Michael McDowell's too. I'm trying to find it right now. The 37's got a little red, white, and blue going on. There's some Xfinity cars. Corey LaJoie's running a badass one. He's got a little America going on.
You know what I just realized is for this episode we're supposed to do picks. We didn't even discuss picks.
Yeah, well, the episode's not over, is it?
Yeah, I know, but we haven't even discussed that. So for the audience, usually we at least try to plan out something to where we're like, okay, make sure to do
free ball it.
Yeah, we're gonna we 100% forgot about picks for this episode until right now. So, do you want to free ball the at the line picks?
Boy, I can whip them up just like I do all the time. I'm going to stir it in a pot and I'm going to feed it to you raw. All right.
We'll
go ahead and jump right into it. At the line this week, Charlotte Coke 600. There's some guys that always kind of seem to be up front at this thing. And then there's some guys that run up and steal the show like Brad K did last year. Chase Elliott makes the dumbest fucking call with Alan Gustafson pitting from the lead on the green, white, checkered. After you just been leading like the last 100 laps. I don't know what the fuck they were smoking, but just handed Brad K the win. It is what it is. But speaking of which, I think I just said on our first round, who we taking? Our past week's winner of Chase Elliott or Brad Keselowski, the Keystone guy?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Brad K. Just with what's going on with Chase Elliott. I just don't trust the team right now.
Yeah,
I know
they're in shambles.
Yeah, I know. I just picked him to win last week. Which, by the way, what up? Made that pick, everybody. Yeah, I mean, I think he was on the right. He was heading the right direction. But now with this, I'm not gonna touch Chase Elliott until I see what he can do post punching pregnant babies.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. Is the media going to be like, Chase, what did you think about pregnant women?
Right.
Like,
what do you think about pregnant women?
Is it going to be like that? Or are they going to like hush this and sweep it under the rug? I don't know. But
Nathan disagrees. Nathan's full on.
Nathan's
regardless. He thinks Nathan is pro punching pregnant women. I think.
Wow, dude. Just like I was about to say, I think I'm going to take last year's winner, Brad K, as well. Because the 9 finally got that win, but I think the Ford Mustangs are going to be fast this weekend. As our second picks line up, oh man, You taking Tyler Reddick or Austin Dillon?
That's not cool.
Ooh,
Really?
I know.
Really? You're gonna do that? Okay. You want to be that guy? I'm gonna go Austin Dillon.
Auditions. Ooh. I'm
gonna
kind
go
of waiting for Austin Dillon to awaken
3.
this year.
Dow.
I feel like the 3's just kind of been there. I'm not seeing like terrible runs, but I'm not seeing that like he's got balls deep speed like every
Well,
week.
he has a win here, so
True. His that was his first win, wasn't it? I love that car when he won in it.
I
On
know.
the field mileage, dude, that car was
Yep.
sick. Like that's a race version I almost want just because that car was badass.
Yeah. Get the like victory diecast with the grass
that's where he
on
got
it
his
and
first
shit.
win. So that's a good odds. That Tyler Reddick is so hot right now. I think they're doing PJ1 again, so I think this is going to be kind of a bottom feeder 1-lane track. Man, because you said that, I'm taking Reddick. Reddick looked good last week at Coda. I know it was a road course. I'm taking Reddick, my dog, in the 8 car. Oh man, round 3. This one's going to be a little juicy, I think. Oh, Kyle Busch or Martin Truex Jr.
Damn.
Yeah,
You're making these too hard. I
I'm
don't
just
like this
making
anymore.
this up on the go.
You know what? I'm gonna go Kyle Busch. I think Kyle Busch actually gets the win this week.
Really?
Yeah.
He's running that red, white, and blue Skittles car. He runs it every year, which
Right.
I'm almost like, dude, I do this car every year, but it's only like that one-off weekend or whatever. So I'm like, I kind of appreciate it.
Kyle Busch has gotten hotter and hotter since his win.
Yeah.
He was running really good at Coda. Obviously, the rain fucked everything up. Kyle Busch might have won that race without the rain, honestly. He was looking really good.
Truex is usually pretty good here at Charlotte on the Oval. And
he has a more recent victory than Kyle Busch.
I mean, he's pretty good at knocking some off. Just because Nathan's going to pick Truex, I'm picking Kyle Busch.
Yep. Good choice. Yep. You don't want to agree with a guy that is pro punching pregnant.
Yeah, can't agree with him. Oh, man. What was that, round 3, round 4? You know, this one's probably going to come from the back. Bubba Wallace or Michael McDowell?
Michael McDowell, he's been killing it.
Michael is so hot this year. The 22 can't help but to screw themselves up.
Right. That's not even a question for me. I was if you gave me like Bubba, Corey LaJoy or something, like maybe,
that was filing through my head. I was like,
Michael McDowell has gone further than impressed me this year. I'm just he's competing.
I think he could literally consistently get in the top 12 of the playoffs.
He's competing for real. Yeah.
Like he's literally in the top 15 every race.
You know, nothing against Bubba, but anytime I see him usually up front, it's almost always because everybody else just pitted or something's going on, and he doesn't stay up there long. Michael McDowell's the opposite. He slowly works his way up there, and he stays there for a little bit. Yeah. So I have faith in Michael McDowell at this point.
Yes. All right. We'll just go right back to the top. Cream rises. Last year's top 2 dogs ain't won this year. Oh God, what a terrible!
I know.
Last year's 2 top dogs, they've been good. They're winless so far. Denny Hamlin or Kevin Harvick?
Who's just gonna finish better? So this isn't a win. Denny Hamlin.
All right, because I'm going with my boy, the number 4 car of Kevin Harvick. They're getting the ship righted. He's usually pretty good here at Charlotte. Denny Hamlin's always in the top 5. So he's got a high bar to reach, but I think Ronnie's going to right the ship at some point in this fucking year. We're going 4 car.
Okay. All right. I like that. That was completely from the hip. So now
bang bang, baby.
Well, okay. He's going Denny. So now I feel like an idiot.
Pro women.
to wrap it up.
Let's do our locks, bro.
We'll do, yeah. Do you want to start off? We'll do lock of the week and then
lock of the week and your wild card. Oh man,
what do you got?
This is going to be totally wild.
It's totally off the hip. Yeah, we got nothing planned here.
I got a weird, strange feeling that Joey Logano is going to be fast as fuck.
Okay.
I just got a feeling.
Any given week, he will be fast as fuck.
So he'll either be like 13th and he'll like get a 9th place, or he will be like 3rd running down the leader.
Right. Yep.
So I think 22 is gonna be fast.
Always a safe pick.
My wild card. I don't even know if it's gonna count as a wild card. I'm gonna, you know what? Fuck it. Chase Briscoe's been learning a lot faster here lately. He, got his best finish last week at Coda. I think he's gonna kind of start getting the hang at some of these tracks he's been to in Xfinity. And I'm gonna say at 14 starts running a little better too. Going Chase Briscoe.
Okay. So I said earlier, I think Kyle Busch could be a contender to win this race. So I'm just going to stick with that. I think Kyle Busch,
he could too.
He's proven that he can win at this track. He is on a hot streak right now. I think the fire was lit under his ass when he finally got that win this season, and things have just kind of been happening to block him from getting another one. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is the track, if conditions are fine, that he comes back out fucking like fire. Chase Elliott, obviously he's good. He's good here, all that. But with what's going on behind the scenes, I don't trust him right now.
I put $100 that Kyle Larson finished the second. If Kyle Larson will probably dominate this motherfucker,
right,
and probably end up winning, or he will finish second.
My wild card is Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Ooh, solid.
Yeah.
I was kind of filing through my head, and I was kind of like, Ricky could be fast if he keeps it together.
He's had some good finishes here, and he has proven this season that he is maybe back. Like, we'll see. Not back to his prime or anything, but he's looked better this season than he has in a few seasons now. So this could be the season where this is like a top 10 for him, maybe top 5. We'll see. I don't know.
I don't even know.
It's a wild card.
It's not going to count as a sleeper because he's plugging off some fucking finishes, and he's looking in rare form. Because I think Willie B's going to be fast as shit too.
That's not a sleeper anymore.
Keep the eye on the 24. I think he's going to be hot. I think he's going to be in top 5 the whole race, and he's going to give Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch a run for the money.
Hendrick at this point is like Penske, where none of their drivers are like wild cards or under the radar.
They're just top dogs.
They're all top dogs now. I mean, Alex Bowman, William Byron at any given week, are going to be top 5 finish. Just like how Penske has been the past couple seasons, or once Blaney kind of came into his own.
Yeah, that fucking 12 could be fast as shit this weekend too.
Who knows? This was off the hip. We were working out, like getting Vargas on. We've been talking to him for weeks, so we finally got him. We were like, okay, what are our questions going to be? And then literally, it wasn't. I don't know if you thought about it earlier, but it wasn't until when I said it in this episode that I was like, fuck, this is our midweek episode. We have to do picks. So if those picks are terrible, that's why.
I think I did pretty decent. I think they were okay.
You know what? They're probably going to end up being better. Like, honestly.
We'll just do it every week. We'll just shoot.
Right, where we don't plan it at all. So anyway, thanks everybody for listening. Hope everybody enjoyed that interview. I thought it was a lot of fun. Like I said, Ryan Vargas, like one of the nicest dudes I've talked to. Just anybody in the NASCAR community usually is like super awesome, but he was very, very nice, and hopefully he can make us TikTok famous.
Put us on the top, Ryan. Come on.
So everybody, thanks for checking out. If this was your first time watching, we are brought to you by Yeti and Yeats, and we like to do episodes every Sunday after the race and every Wednesday / sometimes Thursday, just because shit happens. Yeah, there you go.
Boom,
So,
baby.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all again on Sunday.
Be at the 600 if you're there. Holler at your boy. Let's go racing.
Let's get it.